In this video, I'm going to share how I started my YouTube channel, how I was able to grow it and monetize it, and how I was able to use YouTube to quit my 9-to-5 job. The earliest time that I can remember that I wanted to start a YouTube channel was when I really was like deciding that I wanted to be a makeup artist. I was still in New York. I really was heavily into like makeup, YouTube videos, how-to videos, like just learning new makeup techniques and all that kind of thing. I would watch them, like I was pretty much obsessed with them. That's really all I would watch on YouTube. And I would kind of knock around the idea of like starting a YouTube channel, like how would I do that? I would like to have a YouTube channel and be a YouTuber, but I really had no idea how to start, what to do, and all those things. So I pretty much dismissed it. I didn't really think much of it. I was just like, oh, I'd like to be a YouTuber, but you know, I also really wanted to be a makeup artist. So I decided to move to Atlanta to pursue becoming a makeup artist. I had everything like kind of planned out. I was going to be a makeup artist and that was going to be that. So all the while, Winston knew I wanted to start a YouTube channel. He has an extensive background in film and production. He worked at Tyler Perry Studios. He knows all about cameras and equipment and all those things. And so he was just like, if you want to film a YouTube video, let's just film a YouTube video. So I was just like, ooh, I don't know, that's kind of weird. And of course, when you go to sit down in front of the camera, it's different than when you're just talking to people. If it's just you and the camera, it's kind of weird, especially if it's the first time you're doing it. So one day we sat down and we filmed a YouTube video. I don't think I talked at all in that YouTube video. I did no talking. I literally just did my makeup and we like kind of sped it up. And we called it Last Looks. And Winston explained to me at the time that Last Looks was something that was announced on set right before, like actually shooting. Like everyone would just check for clothes, makeup. Everybody would just check for the last look because we're about to start shooting. So that's what we decided to call it. I filmed that video and then nothing after that. So I was kind of like embarrassed to promote the video. I didn't want to tell anybody because I was really unsure of myself. I didn't know what to do next. I didn't know if I was really that good at makeup. It was just so many factors involved and I was just like, I'm just gonna film this video and see what happens. So of course it didn't go anywhere because I didn't promote it. I didn't tell anybody about it. I didn't push it in any kind of way. So it went nowhere, which is to be expected if you're not gonna show it to anyone. So I filmed that and then I didn't really film many videos after that at all. I don't think I filmed anything after that. So that was kind of that. And then I was still pursuing being a makeup artist and I even worked at a makeup counter for a while. And what really sealed the deal for me in deciding that I wasn't going to be a makeup artist is Winston actually filmed an entire movie. He wrote it, produced it, and I worked as the makeup artist on the set of the movie. So I knew then after that it wasn't for me. I didn't really find any joy in it. For me, it was more work than I felt was reward. You know what I mean? It was more work than reward for me. I wasn't that excited about it. And so I knew that wasn't something I wanted to do. So after that, I didn't pursue YouTube or be a makeup artist anymore after that. But I was all around that time working in retail. I worked at some clothing stores and I also worked at a makeup counter, like I said. But then I thought that I would need to get a corporate job. I was like, you know what? I need to be making more money. A corporate job is going to be a great way to go. I need insurance. I need, steady income. I need to be able to afford my life. So I got the opportunity to work at a corporate job. It started as something like an internship and then just grew into a permanent position. And I was like, okay, cool. This is what I was supposed to do. I went to college. Now I got a corporate job and this is the way things are going to go. And then I'm going to climb the corporate ladder, make more money, and that's it. And I still all the while really wanted to have a YouTube channel. Now, at the time when I was working, when I first got the job, I was like, this isn't really that much fun. It's not that exciting and it's not what I thought I would be doing, but it's working. So I can just do this, And Winston knew also that I really wanted to do my YouTube channel again, but he didn't really push it because, I felt like I needed to work a corporate job and all that. So anyway, I was working my corporate job every day. It wasn't that exciting. It would be the same thing every single day, every single week, every single month, every quarter, every year. So one thing I would do for myself is I would dress up for work. I found a lot of joy in that. I had fun in that. And because I wasn't that happy at my job, that was like my little thing. It was the way I kind of like spiced things up. It was the way I motivated myself, because I got dressed, I looked great, I felt good. And then I would go off to the office. Now, when I was at work, I would get a lot of comments and questions about my clothes. I would get a lot of compliments and, people just did pay attention to my outfits and they would ask me about things. And it kind of grew from there. I mean, I was like always like to be cute, and I would always like to wear cute things. But once I started working in the office, I paid a lot more attention, because all the time that I was living in Atlanta, I was working in retail jobs. And, you know, sometimes you have to be really specific about the kinds of things you wear. Like, even though I was working in retail jobs where I could wear regular clothes, they did have certain pieces they would like you to wear, or certain ways they would like you to style things. So I did have some restrictions. When I got into corporate, although I could pretty much wear whatever I wanted, I did hold myself to a certain level of what I thought was appropriate for a corporate job. But I did have a lot of fun with my outfits, because I worked in a more of a relaxed kind of a work environment. So I was able to express myself. So that's what I found the joy in. And it, you know, it was fine for a while. And then one day, you know, Winston and I were talking, and we were just like, let's do a YouTube video. We talked about it, and he knew I still really wanted to have a YouTube channel. And it was like, and I would see actually other YouTubers that I had watched before I decided to start my channel. I saw how much growth they had. I saw other opportunities that they had moved on to. And I always thought, wow, like YouTube is a really great stepping stone. I never thought, like, still then, even seeing all the growth from the YouTubers that I had watched, that I had admired, I still thought, like, wow, YouTube is a great stepping stone. I never thought that YouTube could actually be the thing. YouTube could sustain you. YouTube can make you money. I really didn't put that together. So one day Winston was like, you know, let's shoot a video. I was like, cool. So I really wanted to do a video. I did a lookbook. That was my very first YouTube video. It was a lot of fun. I got a great response from it. And it was like an initial kind of like a boom, like an initial boost. Even though I didn't have a ton of subscribers, I started from zero, no subscribers at all, really. And, you know, it was mostly like family and friends, and the response was really great. And then after that, you know, things calmed down. So it was that initial curiosity, I guess, everyone had to see the video that I did. But I still was kind of like shy about it. I didn't want to tell anyone at work. I didn't really promote it on like my social media. I even created a second social media account just to promote my YouTube channel, because I didn't want to tell like my friends or family or people who'd follow me on Instagram. And at the time I had did I even have 1,000 Instagram followers? I don't even think so. So there was really no one to be afraid to see anything, because it's not like I had a huge following. And I wasn't somebody who really enjoyed being in front of people, in front of a group of people. I didn't really enjoy I wasn't seeking out popularity or fame or anything like that. I didn't really care to be at the forefront, I guess, of things. So I thought that's also what you needed in order to have a successful YouTube channel. Turns out that's not true. But I just thought all these things. Of course, you think about all the things that are like make things impossible for you. You make it really hard for yourself because you're scared. And that's really what it came down to. I was just scared. After we filmed that first lookbook, I was really excited about things, and I wanted to film more videos. So I did videos about makeup. I did videos about my hairstyle. I did videos like hauls and unboxings and things like that. It was a variety of things, and I wasn't very consistent with upload days. I wasn't consistent with the type of content I was putting out. It was kind of a little bit all over the place, and sometimes I wouldn't feel like filming because I would be at work all day, and then I would have to film on the weekends, or I have to film after work. And after being at work all day, you kind of want to do whatever you want after that. And so YouTube was becoming something that I had to pay more attention to, and sometimes I just didn't have the capacity, or I didn't have the knowledge that I have now. Obviously, I didn't have the knowledge to know, or enough sense at the time to realize that it really could turn into something. But all I could think about was that my job was becoming more stressful. It was becoming more involved, and it was taking a lot of my energy. So when I got home from work, I didn't feel like filming. I might not have been in a great mood because I was sitting in traffic, whatever. I wasn't being consistent with my YouTube videos. So after that, Winston and I kind of had a talk. He was like, I'm really not going to be able to help you with your channel if you're not going to take it seriously. Because Winston does my editing, and I would have to involve him. Like when I would plan things, I would have to just let him know like what was coming up, what was going on, and what we would be recording. And because we lived in an apartment, I didn't have like a set up film space. So we would have to set up every time I wanted to film. And we were still learning. We were learning how the setup was going to be, how filming was going to go. So it was just moving parts. And in order for us to film every time, we both had to be involved in the process. And obviously it would take time away from the things that he was doing because he would have to, work with me on doing it. So when I wasn't being serious and wasn't consistent, he was just like, look, I'm not going to be able to help you with this because you're not taking it seriously, and it takes time for me to edit the videos and, set up or whatever, and you're not even interested in really doing it. So I was just like, wow, I really do want to have a YouTube channel, but it's more work than I thought. And I'm just tired after work, and sometimes I don't feel like filming. I don't know, maybe I can't do it. And my YouTube channel wasn't growing as fast as I thought it was. I started doing subscriber milestone videos. Every 100 subscribers, I would do like a thank you video and share the things that I did to grow my channel, which was also, it would help other people because people would tell me like, wow, this really is helpful. I want to have a YouTube channel. I'm really glad you're sharing this information. But it also served as a reminder for me to like see what, like the progress I was making, because I still wasn't making any money from YouTube. When I started those 100 subscriber milestone videos, I wasn't even monetized yet. And so literally YouTube was basically a hobby. It took a lot of energy and I was not making any money from it, which is why sometimes I would get discouraged and not want to do it, because I kind of felt like, what's the point? Like, nobody's watching these videos, even though people were watching the videos. Even 200 people. Can you imagine? When I had 200 subscribers, can you imagine standing in front of 200 people? Like, that's a lot of people. But because you cannot see those people physically, it's kind of hard to wrap your mind around, especially when you're not making any money. So I was just like, maybe this isn't for me, but I decided to keep going because it was growing. And Winston and I had discussed the possibilities of what YouTube could be. I just felt like it wasn't happening fast enough. And because I was pretty unhappy at my job, I was just like, is it worth it? But I figured I would just keep going and see what happens. So we kept recording videos. I kept doing my 100 subscriber milestone videos, and nothing much was happening, but there was some progression. My channel was growing. Then eventually I started seeing some really good growth on my channel. I started getting some opportunities. YouTube was starting to pan out. I got monetized, and I was just really excited again about focusing on YouTube. And at the same time, my job was getting more stressful. I was getting unhappier, and it was consuming my life so much more than just being there 9 to 5. And I was just really unhappy. That's just simply the simplest way I can put it. I was just really unhappy, and I didn't want to be there anymore, but I didn't know what else to do because it was consistent money. I had insurance and it checked all the boxes, but I didn't want to be there. So I decided that I was going to keep focusing on YouTube. Even if I was tired after work, exhausted, I would make sure I would film a video. I make sure that I take my time on the weekends and film other videos if I needed to. Sometimes I film 2 or 3 times a week. Sometimes I'd be working 7 days. Like, I'd work 9 to 5, 5 days a week. And then I would have to do YouTube either at night or on Saturday and Sunday. And so I decided that I would have to just work on Saturday and Sunday on YouTube, and during the week just focus on my 9 to 5 and decompressing after work. So I didn't want to stress myself out too much or spread myself too thin, because even with Winston helping me, it became a lot. And I, started to see that YouTube was becoming worth it, and I didn't want to stop the progress I was making. And for a while, I went really hard with YouTube, and I decided to really give it everything that I had. And then I was also maintaining my 9 to 5 job. So it did become overwhelming and a little stressful, but I knew that it was going to be worth it in the end because YouTube was really showing some progress and I was getting some opportunities, and I was just really excited to be doing that. But because my job was becoming so stressful, and I still didn't want to tell anyone that I had a YouTube channel, and I was still really, private about it, I think that also hindered some of my growth because I was self-conscious. I still was pretty unsure of myself, and I didn't think it was like a serious thing, I felt like I should be focused on something that was more acceptable, even though being a YouTuber and having a YouTube channel was extremely lucrative and it was something to be proud of. I was still really embarrassed about it and I didn't want to share. So I think that really held me back a bit, but I was still determined to keep going because I was seeing some opportunity and some growth. So when Winston and I moved into our house and the world changed, everything shut down, the pandemic really made everybody change completely how they were doing things. So I decided to use that opportunity to, focus more on my channel. And because I didn't have to go into the office, I did still have to maintain the kinds of videos I was doing because I did what I wore this week videos every single week, and I was sharing what I was wearing into the office. And I started that because it was a great way for me to keep up with my channel without getting overwhelmed and trying to figure out new ideas. If I showed you guys actually what I was doing every day, it made for content. It was really what was happening. It was something that I can speak genuinely about because that's what was going on in my life. And it really resonated with you guys. Everyone seemed to really enjoy it, so I kept doing it. So back to what I was saying about when the world shut down and everything kind of stopped, I had to get creative about what kind of content I was putting out on my channel, but I still wanted to maintain the kinds of content I was already showing you guys. So at the same time that I was doing that, I was getting more and more stressed at work. The hours seemed to be longer. Everyone seemed to be stressed out, and it just became extremely uncomfortable. So at the same time, YouTube was really doing well for me. I was having opportunities and I was getting sponsorships, and I had never imagined that that was going to happen. I mean, it's something I always wanted to happen, but I didn't really believe it was going to happen because I just felt like that was so far away for me. You know, starting from zero, like I said, it just seemed like such a big hill to climb. And sometimes I felt like I was never going to get there. So when I finally got there, or got to a place where I could see something happening, and then at the same time I was really stressed out at work, I decided that I was going to set a goal for myself. And at this point, I was going to quit my job because I was really unhappy. I was making money from YouTube. I was getting sponsorships. My channel was monetized. I mean, it was everything that I was working toward was actually happening. And I just knew if I had more time to spend on my YouTube channel and growing it, that I would be okay. But of course, I was still worried and unsure. And so I just decided one day that I was going to take the leap. And I did. Hey guys, so it is Monday, May 3rd. It's a little after 11:30 a.m. And I just sent in my resignation letter for my job. I don't know what I was thinking was going to happen after I hit the send button on the email, but I feel exactly the same. So we'll see what happens. I haven't spoken to anyone yet. I just sent the email, but it was definitely time. I was ready. I had been talking about this for months, maybe even like years, but in the last like year, I knew that it was getting closer and closer to the time. So anyway, I just sent it, and we'll see. I'll keep you posted. So now that I'm able to focus primarily on my YouTube channel, and I've been able to see so much growth, and I've gotten so many opportunities, and I continue to go beyond the things that I have even imagined for myself, I want to share that with you guys. I get a lot of questions about how to grow a YouTube channel, how to start, equipment recommendations, what do I do? So I wrote a book, and I'm sharing it with you guys. It's going to detail everything that I did to grow my channel, specific information and actionable steps that you can take to grow your YouTube channel. So if you are just wanting to start one, but you just have no idea where to start, you get overwhelmed, and it just seems so far away for you, this book will help you. If you already have a YouTube channel and maybe you've plateaued, or you're just not seeing any kind of growth, or you're not seeing the kind of growth that you feel like you should be seeing, this book will help you. It's going to detail everything that I have done, and it'll have actionable steps that you guys can take to get you to the next level for your YouTube channel. So click the link in the description box and you guys can access the ebook. I'm selling it for $97, but right now for the next 72 hours, the book is only going to be $20. So check it out and get started on your YouTube channel. That's the first step, is to get started. And there are no guarantees, of course. I can't tell you that once you read the book, you're going to definitely, see tremendous growth and your channel is going to blow up and you're going to have all these opportunities. But if I knew then, when I first started my channel, what I know now, then I would be a lot further faster. And I want to share that with you guys. It took me about 2 years to do this, and you can do it in a lot quicker time. Just follow the steps and be consistent, and it can happen. So click the link in the description box. The book is $97, but for the next 72 hours, it'll only be $20. A very small investment into your future. And you can think about it like this. The way I would tell myself when I was working on my YouTube channel, I could either do this and it can turn into nothing, or I can do nothing and keep doing what I was doing. I was really unhappy doing it, and then nothing would happen. So what am I going to lose, So click the link in the description box and get started on your channel.